Welcome to Issue Crew Movie Reviews, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Riley the Guy Lee, and here's my co-host, Ida.
Hey Riley, I want to send you a really cool image.
Is it gonna be a fucking pig cock again?
No.
I think it's gonna be a pig cock again.
No. Look
Okay,
at your
get,
DMs.
send it over.
All right, I just did.
Oh, hey, it's Iron Spider.
You fucking noob. That's not Iron Spider, you goddamn troglodyte. That's the superior Spider-Man.
Oh, that's the Superior Spider-Man. I've heard about that story arc. I've heard great things.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's where Dr. Octavius like takes over Spider-Man's body and brain,
Yeah, it's really
and it's
hot.
a comic book run. Yeah, it does sound pretty hot. But folks, we're not here to talk about comic books because we're not fucking 35-year-old neckbeards. We're here to talk about nice comic book adapted media. Spectacular Spider-Man, the first season, first of two.
We're
One
here
of
to talk
the
we're here to talk about the second best animated adaptation of Spider-Man. No, actually wait, third.
Okay. So you said something, and you were talking about the
Okay.
comics recent. No. Shut the fuck up. Let me say what I'm gonna say. So you were talking about the comics recently. So I thought when you brought up Ultimate Spider-Man, you were talking about the comic book run because you can't be talking about the cartoon. You can't be talking about the cartoon. It's so bad. It's not even good.
I watched it as a kid and it was good when I was a kid, all right? But the best animated adaptation of Spider-Man is Into the Spider-Verse, definitively.
Okay, that's a movie. That's not the same medium.
But it,
I don't know if
but
I
it,
know.
it's definitely better than this. All right.
I don't know if I no. I don't know if I necessarily agree with you because I think I like the story and character of teenage Peter Parker a lot more than I like the story and character of teenage Miles Morales. It's not a
You
race
are wrong.
thing, so before you
You
could accuse me of being racist, I just really like Peter Parker and his story and his character arc, and that is what I care about, and that is why I like Spectacular Spider-Man more overall as a product because I want to follow Peter Parker. I don't really care about Miles Morales. I'm not attached to him in the same way that I am Peter Parker.
you are done. You step near you step near Into the Spider-Verse, and I will kill your wife, I will kill your son, and I will kill your infant daughter, you piece of
Oh,
shit.
Into the Spider-Verse is a near perfect film. It's fucking brilliant. But this show also brilliant.
I wouldn't call it brilliant.
Why not,
Although,
Ida?
hold on,
What about this
hold on.
isn't brilliant?
Before I trash this show, well, I'm not gonna trash it because it's not a bad show. I do want to say some things that I really liked about it. This show
Okay.
managed. This show managed to do the impossible, and it managed to make me like Gwen Stacy somehow.
Oh yeah, isn't she kind of a bitch in most other media?
She's just a basic woman. Like, there's practically no difference between her and Mary Jane because all of the women in Spider-Man suck. But surprisingly, the only thing they had to do to make me like Gwen Stacy was make her a cuckold.
Oh yeah, she does get cucked, doesn't she? Yeah, it's a rough time for good old Gwen.
But this show did fuck up a lot of Spider-Man lore. First of all, I want to mention the lack of the best villain from Spider-Man.
Okay, hold on. First of all, Ida, before you say this contradicts Spider-Man lore, Spider-Man contradicts its own lore all the time. These things can make their own lore. So
I know, but it doesn't do this in a good way. I think it just subtracts from the characters when it contradicts the lore in this show.
okay, tell me more. Tell me what you're going to say.
Big Wheel!
Who the fuck is Big Wheel?
Okay, for those of you who don't read the comics, Big Wheel is the stupidest fucking Spider-Man villain, and he's great. It's literally just a guy who rides around in a massive Ferris wheel.
Isn't there also a guy who like is a wall?
We don't talk about that.
And his name is the Wall, and in the comic he says, "This is one wall you can't cross, Spider-Man."
How do you know about that?
Because I saw it in a meme.
We don't talk about the wall, all right?
All right, fair enough, fair enough. So you told me you didn't bother to take
Also,
notes on this show, huh?
also, to be fair, the wall only had one appearance. Anyway, yes, I did not take notes on this show.
What led you to that decision? Because you've seemed pretty adamant in the past about like taking diligent notes on everything we fucking watch, even if you hate it.
I mean, it's Spider-Man. I know Spider-Man. Big comic book fan, all right?
I mean, yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Also, yes, I was talking about the Ultimate Spider-Man, the show.
That's that show is not good. It's like okay, maybe, but it's not
Well,
good.
let's talk about Doctor Octopus then. In the
Dr.
Ultimate
Octavius,
Spider,
Dr. Octopus. Yeah,
yes,
go ahead.
in the Ultimate Spider-Man show, I remember from a kid they basically made Doctor Octopus an incel.
I do vaguely recall this, yes.
I used to remember loving the shit out of Doctor Octopus as a kid.
Yeah, fair
He,
enough. I really like Dr. Octopus in this show. I like his portrayal.
I think
He
he,
actually gets more interesting in season two, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But even in this season, he was really cool.
I think he's okay for season one, but for season
All right,
two,
you're allowed to tape your shift key because every time you push to talk, it makes a beep noise, and I'm annoyed with it. I'm done. You can tape down your shift key. I give you permission.
why don't you just turn off push to talk, please?
I don't know. I don't know how. I don't want to give you mod powers back because then you'll put a cock emoji in the server again.
Listen, just because I put Gustavo Fring hentai in general does not mean I'm abusing power, alright?
You hooligans! I cannot allow this to occur.
Just please figure out how to fix this by next episode.
Okay, fine.
Also, they made a Peter Parker, Doctor Octopus. I think Doctor Octopus is okay in season one. However, I think it's really bad in season.
Wait, hold on. We're not talking about season two right now. You're not supposed to have watched that yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then how do you know he gets more interesting in season two?
Because I've seen this show before.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Well, I already watched season two, so
Well, I haven't watched season two in years, so I would have to. I'm gonna need a refresher course before we review it, which is why I
Oh,
separated
let
the
me
two.
talk about what Doctor Octopus. Doctor Octopus is supposed to be a smart guy who thinks that he's better than everybody else. Let me explain to you the plot of the Superior Spider-Man to everybody, so they can figure out what I'm talking about. In Superior Spider-Man, when Doctor Octopus takes over Spider-Man's body, the entire premise is that Doctor Octopus becomes a hero just for the sole purpose of him proving that he can be better than Spider-Man, which is ironically kind of how he winded up there. Because previously in the Spider-Man comics, Doctor Octopus threatened to murder the entire world just to prove that he was smarter than Iron Man. That's his character. He has to prove that he's smarter, that he's better than everybody else, because he hasn't learned the lesson that with great power comes great responsibility.
Okay.
Oh shit.
What?
Oh, wait. You can still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Push the talk is not needed, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway, you want to actually talk about the main man himself?
Mr. Peter Parker himself.
Yeah, Peter Parker.
Yep, the Spider-Man. Uh, the best Spider-Man ever portrayed on screen. He's Josh Keaton provides an
Whoa,
amazing.
hold on.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Who's your rebuttal? You know, tell me Drake Bell's a better Spider-Man?
I'm gonna tell you Miles Morales is a better Spider-Man.
We're talking Peter Parker, my guy.
Okay, the best Peter Parker is objectively Tom Holland.
Tom Holland is second place to Josh Keaton in this show.
Yeah, but like, you know, Tom Holland is peggable.
Maybe so is Josh Keaton. Have you seen Josh Keaton?
No?
He's peggable.
Would you peg Josh Keaton if you were a hot girl?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You've passed my test.
So you want to talk about this Spider-Man then?
Yeah, so this is a classic portrayal of the character that I think is done very well. The voice acting is exemplary, the writing is exemplary. I think Peter Parker is he's a high school student who's a bit down on his luck. He just lost his uncle, obviously. That's his origin story, although they don't start with the origin story. They kind of briefly reference it, and then the origin story kind of becomes a big plot point at the end of this season. Um, so, Peter Parker, he's got the Spider-Man powers. He's got to make some money to make ends meet. So he ends up having to balance basically even three lives. The two lives is commonly what's talked about, but it's the three lives that coalesce in this show, where there's the Peter Parker social life, the Peter Parker, I need to fucking take photos so that we can eat world, and then the Spider-Man. So those three realities have to coalesce, and as Peter's life is slowly ruined, but he knows with great power comes great responsibility. It doesn't matter how much I'm suffering. I have great power, so I have to help those who don't have great power escape from their suffering, even if that means that I'm completely fucked. So we follow Peter Parker as his life slowly fucking collapses because of him trying to live with this reality of being Spider-Man and taking pictures and living his normal social life. He doesn't have the power to balance all three, and things slowly start to crumble as the season goes on.
I mean, yeah. And like there's a point in this series where Aunt May even has a heart attack. And it's weird
Yeah.
because after that she starts making meth with one of her former students.
No, I don't think
Okay.
that's true. I don't think that's what happened.
You know,
Yo,
like,
Mrs. Parker.
yo, Mrs. Parker, why is your nephew eyeing me weird?
Hey, yo, Mrs. Parker. Listen up.
My name is Ben Parker, yo.
Ha! Ba-da-da-da. That's
But also Venom is in this show.
Yes, Venom is the focus of the final episode. It's kind of the boiling point of everything, because they set up the symbiote in the black suit Spider-Man story, which obviously very good. Um, has the black suit? I guess they did the black suit in the 90s. Yeah, they did the black suit in the 90s, and then they did the black suit
It's a lot
for
better than Spider-Man 3.
yeah, it's certainly a lot better than Spider-Man 3. That much I can say for certain. I don't even know why I'm saying that. I haven't seen Spider-Man 3. It might be great, but from what I've heard, not so.
Also, I was sad because Agent Venom is not in this.
I don't think Agent Venom existed yet when this came out. Wasn't Agent Venom a more recent character?
I remember him being on the Ultimate Spider-Man show.
Well, the Ultimate Spider-Man show came out years later, so
Yeah. I mean, you know who Agent Venom is, right?
Flash Thompson, right?
Yeah. Speaking of blonde guys in this show, you want to mention the main man himself?
Are you talking about Eddie Brock or Flash Thompson?
Eddie Brock.
Okay. Yeah, so Eddie Brock's shift is kind of weird. It feels so sudden
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's really not very well done because he's suddenly like, okay, Peter, I forgive you for fucking off when we needed help or whatever. And then he's suddenly just like, I have to kill Peter Parker.
Peter does some other things. Stop eating. Just don't eat. Just to schedule your eating so it doesn't happen during the podcast, Ida. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult. Just fucking
I'm not eating.
up.
I'm not eating. I'm sucking dick, alright?
Save that for not during the podcast too. I don't want to hear that shit.
That's a joke. I don't
Why
have
are
a.
you chewing on the dick?
I'm very lonely.
Sad, unfortunate realities. Also, you shouldn't have to push the talk anymore. You might have to disconnect and reconnect, but that should be fixed.
It's not fixed.
I think you have to switch it to voice activity yourself, but then you should have that option now.
Okay. Okay, it's working. I feel like this part should be cut out of the podcast.
Uh, no, because I can't. I
Me
can't.
too.
No, but like I can't get up and put a Craig note in. I can't get up and put a note on Craig, and Debbie's not going to hear this part.
God damn it.
Whatever, it's fine. Editing will at least make it seamless. It's just that that conversation happened. There was no awkward silence, and now we're right
Well,
back in the swing of things.
let me make sure. Let me make sure that we use this part. Let me make
What?
sure. Let me make sure Debbie is gonna regret not hearing this part.
No,
Hey,
no, 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 no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
gonna
no,
say
no,
any
no, no.
slurs. I just wanted to say Demi texted me earlier asking if her boyfriend could fuck me while she watched.
That sounds like Demi. Yeah,
Yeah.
classic Demi Gloom behavior. Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, Spider-Man.
Yeah, so I guess Eddie Brock's character progression is a little bit quick paced, but I think Eddie Brock is more the vice for the final confrontation with Venom and how that affects Peter's character, which that works out just great. Like the symbiote is using Eddie. How he gets defeated at the end is that Peter tricks the symbiote. He's like, "I want you back," and then immediately he fucks off from Eddie and possesses Peter. But then Peter reflects him with his friendship power, and and then the symbiote's gone, and then he's thrown into the cement.
Which is even weirder.
How was that even weirder?
You know, I really thought we were going to see Agent Venom. And it really saddened me when Peter basically just said no.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think that was a satisfying end to the arc at the very least.
I thought that was pretty good. You want to talk about the other one of Peter's friends who tries to attack him?
Harry, Green Goblin.
Yes.
So yeah, we got the Harry Osborn Green Goblin story.
Which I thought kind of sucked.
Why?
I like the Green Goblin as a character in this, but making it Harry Osborn makes no sense since the Green Goblin has very similar qualities to Norman Osborn. You see, each one of Spider-Man's villains is a reflection on himself. Dr. Octopus is smart, just like Spider-Man, and is an example of each of Spider-Man's villains are a reflection of what happens when you get great power, but not great responsibility, basically. Dr. Octopus is smart, just like Peter. He
Maybe
uses
in very vague strokes, but not every fucking Spider-Man villain fits those boxes. He's a
okay,
he's got a
not
he's got a comic book rogue gallery like any other. They don't all represent some grand
okay,
design.
not all of the good ones though. Like Dr. Octopus represents what happens when you get great intelligence, but you just act like a weird creep.
I think there can be a good Spider-Man villain without that aspect. I guess obviously the most memorable ones are like Doctor Octopus and Green Goblin,
But
and
both of those are reflections on Peter.
yeah, I know that's what I'm saying, and like Venom as well. But you know, I love me a good Rhino or a Sandman or a fucking Vulture from time to time. Just these characters they don't have to be reflections of Peter.
Oh,
They're
can I
what he has
mention?
to overcome.
Can I mention? Can I mention Shocker?
Oh, you get the nice Southern drawl Shocker in this show. I love him. He's great.
I love that too.
We
Wow,
gotta squash the bug.
we gotta squash that there bug. Engineer,
Man.
engineer gaming.
So how do you feel about how they handled the black suit arc in this show? I think we talked about that a little earlier, but I don't think you went into much detail about your feelings. And I think that is one of the defining arcs of this season and one of the
I
most
think,
recognizable in Spider-Man history.
I think it's the best black suit arc that I've seen. Did you
And
hear
it,
me?
and yeah, and I like the sort of shift, like the tonal shift. It kind of comes out of nowhere. It's like it comes out of nowhere, but like in a good way. You know what I mean? Just like the transition of like for a while he had the black suit and he was just like normal ass Peter Parker, and then slowly like he got a little more aggressive, and then suddenly he's fighting the Sinister Six in his sleep and telling all of his friends to fuck off. And he's like, I'm not even in control of myself. And I like that shift. I think it's interesting.
Doctor Octopus tentacle hentai.
Uh, I don't know about all that. I don't know
I
about that,
don't know.
Mr. White.
Well, up.
Magnets, bitch.
Anyway, well, what is your opinion on that, by the way?
I'm what?
Doctor Octopus tentacle hentai.
Not my thing. More power to the fans, but it's not really my speed.
Ugh.
So
I
the
thought I would get you with that one.
no, 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 no.
You were gonna admit live on twitch.tv/Mo Diggity that
Yeah, that's where we are right now.
yes,
Twitch.tv/MoDiggity.
like
So
Doctor Octopus tentacle hentai. That seems like something you would be.
so
Moving
the
moving
the
on.
first
The black suit Spider-Man
yeah,
comes with another black cat. Okay, let me rephrase that. A black
uh-huh.
cat. It comes with Black Cat.
That's true. They do meet around that time in the same episode.
I've never really liked Black Cat.
You see, I don't know how I feel about Black Cat because they've never done her.
Well, except there was the. Have you seen the This Takes Muscle clip?
No.
Oh, let me send that to you. You keep talking.
So they've never done Black Cat in any of the live action movies, which I think are my main exposure to Spider-Man. I don't know if they did her in like some of the other cartoons. The only real portrayal of her I've seen is in Spectacular Spider-Man and in Spider-Man PS4. And she's interesting in Spider-Man PS4, but I think she really commands attention with her presence in Spectacular in a way that makes her a much more interesting character. I'm a big fan of Black Cat in Spectacular Spider-Man.
Okay, Riley, watch this clip.
I'm not watching some shitty clip that you're gonna send me.
Just watch it.
No,
Mm,
keep going.
watch it.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Watch it.
No,
I just want to show it to you.
I don't want to watch a clip right now.
Walter,
Walter.
put your clip away.
Yeah, yeah. Put your clip away, Walter. We're doing a fucking podcast.
Okay. But anyway, Black Cat has never really been a good character, like at all. She's basically just been a woman that Spider-Man sometimes hangs out with and does stuff with.
I don't know, man. She's pretty cool.
How is she cool?
She's a cool cat, you know.
Name one personality trait. Okay,
She's
that's a bad thing for Black Cat. But name a personality trait outside of being a thief.
she's a seductress. And
Outside of
she's
rom-
cunning, and she's
how
she's
is she
always she's
how
always
is
making. She's very mysterious. She's a
how
dark,
is she
mysterious presence.
and she's only in one episode, by the way, in this
She's in
season.
two, isn't she?
In this season, she's only in one.
Okay, okay.
She's also who Spider-Man has his first kiss with, and we're gonna get to the romance stuff and how much I hate that later.
Oh, I'm a fucking femcel. I hate romance.
Listen, I hate Liz so much.
Mm, I get it. I guess I like every character in this show, but I can see why your average person might not be a huge fan of Liz.
Stupid fucking Stacy bitch.
Well, I think Sally is more of the stupid Stacy. We kind of learn Liz is a little deeper than we think.
Not really. She's still very stupid.
True.
How come the smart guys always go for the stupid fucking bimbos?
I don't know. The Gwen Stacy was right there the whole time.
No, I'm not talking about in shows. I'm talking about in real life.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Ida.
What do you mean, shut the fuck up?
Just shut up.
No.
Well, I tried, folks. Because she won't listen to reason. She's a monster. She can't be
Doc-
stopped.
Dr. Octagonopus. Blarg.
So this season has three main story arcs that are all defined by a central villain. Those are obviously side characters and villains and plots going on that are just as relevant as those main villains. So it's never just focused on one thing at a time. But the three main story arcs can basically be defined by the lizard story arc, the goblin story arc, and the symbiote story arc. So I guess what was your favorite of those three, and like what was your least favorite? Like, how did you feel about how those story arcs were split up in general?
Probably the goblins. No, not the goblin, the symbiote.
That's fair. It is a classic Spider-Man tale, and I think it is really strong.
But
It's
I also really didn't like Harry being the Green Goblin. The Green Goblin was the second best arc, but it had the least satisfying conclusion to me.
well, I mean, I guess you're really good at talking like you haven't seen the second season because I feel like it addresses a lot of these complaints.
It does, but I'm talking about how I feel now
Fair enough.
with season one. Because Harry being the Green Goblin didn't make any sense because the Green Goblin embodies Norman's personality traits of never giving up, never apologizing, always coming back stronger, etc., etc., always having a plan for everything. And that's his reflection on Spider-Man, since Spider-Man never gives up, he never backs down from something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess because they kind of did that story with Tombstone more so than they did with Green Goblin.
Yeah, I also want to mention that, who the fuck is Tombstone?
He's a crime boss. He's the big man.
I thought the big man was Kingpin.
I think. No, I guess I don't know why they didn't use Kingpin in the show. I think he was planned for season 3 or something. If I've heard correctly,
Did
I'm pretty
season
sure. I'm pretty sure in a lot of Spider-Man media, Tombstone is like the right-hand man of Kingpin. But in Spectacular Spider-Man, he basically is a stand-in for Kingpin.
By the way, I wanted to ask, was there a planned season 3 that just didn't get made for whatever reason?
Yes, the demise of Spectacular Spider-Man is a story of stupid legal jargon bullshit that ruined a perfectly good show.
What happened?
So, if you'll remember, around the time Spectacular Spider-Man was airing, which I think was 2009, 2010, that was right hot off the presses of the Marvel Disney deal. And at some point, I don't quite know the details. Season 1 of Spectacular Spider-Man aired somewhere on some network, and then season 2 aired on Disney XD. So like Disney XD licensed the show at some point, but then Disney XD, or not Disney XD specifically, but Disney purchased the cartoon rights to Spider-Man, and but they didn't purchase Spectacular Spider-Man specifically, which is still owned by Sony. So it's caught in this weird legal dead zone where Sony can't make it because Disney owns the rights to make Spider-Man cartoons, and Disney can't make it because Sony owns the rights to specifically Spectacular Spider-Man.
That's really dumb.
It is really dumb, and it's what happened though. It's the unfortunate reality.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, it really sucks. There were a lot of cool plans for season 3 from what I heard.
Yeah, because it just ends on a fucking cliffhanger in season 2.
Well, we'll have to talk about that when we get there because I actually don't quite remember a lot about how season 2 ends.
It
Um,
ends with Doctor Octopus tentacle hentai.
oh yeah, of course. How could I forget the
No, I'm
best
sorry.
scene
It
in
ends
all of
with
Spectacular
purple.
Spider-Man?
Ends with purple flying Octopus
Oh my
flying
God,
over Spider-Man in a cage.
I thought it was the Purple Goblin.
The purple goblin.
But no, also, can we talk about how they did like a don't do drugs story in this show? basically.
Yes, please.
Yeah, they they used Harry Osborn and his addiction to the globulin green as an allegory for drug use, and they taught kids that using drugs is not okay.
Actually, no. Using drug turn you into a based supervillain. Use drugs.
Use drugs, kids.
Use drugs if you want to become a kingpin.
But no, it was a surprisingly like mature concept for Spectacular Spider-Man to even attempt to indirectly touch. Like it's a pretty deep shit.
It does.
He falls asleep near the school fountain. What a goober.
Can we also
After attempting to murder several people, what a little goober falling asleep. Can we also talk about
logic?
what? What were you saying? Ida.
Yeah. Want to talk about the Sinister Six and Electro? We forgot to talk about Electro.
We didn't mention Electro. Electro is kind of like a side thing to the Lizard arc. But
Do
yeah,
you want,
Electro's fucked up.
was it the implication that he was banging Doctor Octopus, or
I don't think so. No,
then
I
what
don't
was
think that's what they were doing.
then what was the whole story between Doctor Octopus and Electro? I didn't get that.
I believe the story was just that Dr. Octopus wrote letters to Electro in the insane asylum from prison, and they like slowly formed this secret plan for this prison break, which they then put to fruition, and that's what created the Sinister Six. So they had a pre-existing like pen pal relationship where they plotted the complicated fucking prison escape.
I thought the implication that he was fucking, you know?
I don't think so.
I don't know. But
What are
yeah.
some of the characters we haven't discussed? We talked about a lot of them. I
Have we
guess
have we talked about Rand yet?
no. We can talk about Rand if you want.
There's like two sentences. Wait,
Wait,
hold on. Back to the don't do drugs thing. I want to mention that literally everything in Harry's life starts improving after he starts using drugs.
yeah, but then he turns into a fucking supervillain who tries to murder people.
But hold on, can you mute the bots for a second?
No.
I guess we're just gonna have to talk about this in season 2 then.
Yeah, I mean, I would say we'll just do both seasons, but like I don't remember season two enough. I would feel bad for not rewatching it before I discussed it.
You would
So
bad dun 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 dun. Feel bad.
yeah, basically.
City's breaking down on a Friday night. They just gotta go, 'cause it might be whack.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rush through my rewatch so we can do it in 2 weeks instead of like in four, when
No, we
which
can
is
do
what
it.
I kind of planned.
Riley, we can do it in 4. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but then you're gonna forget about it.
No, it'll be fine.
You didn't even take notes. You're gonna forget everything that happened.
Alright. So, yeah. Let's see. Who haven't we talked about?
We haven't talked about
Fucking,
Hammerhead.
Hammerhead isn't interesting enough this season to get talked about. But,
He says the big man a lot. It's pretty good.
I also wanted to mention that,
You want to mention that Tombstone is literally Spider-Man Gustavo Kring?
apparently I'm Walter White.
Spider-Man is Walter White. My name is Peter Benjamin Parker. I live at 308 Negrovoyo Lane, Albuquerque, New York.
For the past few years. Come on, finish the line.
I thought you were gonna finish the line. Don't walk me into shit you don't know that I can finish.
I didn't know I could finish it.
Then why'd you say it?
I don't know,
You-
no. I was gonna say something, but you distracted me with your words.
Well, you know, you have the floor now. You can do it. I believe in you.
Let me think harder. Um, 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 uh, Riley, say something funny.
Uh, Spider-Man more like Spider. He's nuts. Hey, ba da da. Da 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 da. Whoa, that's a different song.
But no. Goblin. What was I talking about before I forgot?
I don't fucking know.
Oh yeah, the theme song slaps, by the way.
Oh hell yeah, it does. Living on the edge, fighting crimes, being wet. It goes so hard. There's no business going that hard. Um,
I want to mention that the only woman who isn't treated as a romantic interest is Aunt May, by the way.
yeah, it's true. It's true.
You know,
They're in,
Peter
they're in,
Parker doesn't pull a Chris Chan, all right?
they're in high school. The hormones are racing. A lot of romantic chemistry. Is Sally really a love interest for anybody?
Oh, I remember who I was going to mention. Who is
Uh-huh.
redhead? I forget her name.
Mary Jane?
That's her. I hate Mary Jane.
Why do you hate Mary Jane?
What does she contribute?
She's just another friend, another character, another cog in the another cog in the machine of Peter Parker's complicated little life.
What does she contribute to the story?
She contributes. She interacts with Eddie once. She warns Peter of Eddie's intentions.
I
She
I hate her so much. I hate this fun, outgoing girl. Oh, I'm such a party animal. Shut the fuck up. You're an irresponsible bitch.
you're just like straight up an ironic femcel, and I'm getting uncomfortable.
What do you mean I'm an unironic femcel?
You're like, oh, just like mocking her for like having a good time.
Yes,
Why?
if I don't get to have a good time, nobody else should.
That sounds solid logic, solid logic. Then just go have a good time. It's that easy.
It's really not.
It's
You see,
that
no,
just
no,
just
it's-
be just
no, no,
talk to
no, no, hold
people.
on, let me explain. Smart women finish last, alright?
Just be normal. Don't be a fucking pretentious word that I can't say on this podcast. It just
A pretentious what?
no, 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 no,
Give
no,
me the
no.
word.
It starts with the letter F.
First of all, I'm not attracted to women. I'm not gay.
True, 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 true.
God, I
My
hate
my
women.
apologies, my apologies.
I hate women so much. But no, no, no. Let me explain. Men always want these stupid fucking bimbo trophy wives, and they never want smart women.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I want a
It is.
smart woman.
You want a smart woman.
Every time I've been, well, I guess I won't say every time. Most times I've been like strongly infatuated with a particular woman. Part of it has because of a level of intelligence that I'm frankly not worthy of. Like all of my biggest crushes have been on women that are way smarter than me.
I mean, that's the thing. Were they smart or were they just pretty?
And if my answer is both,
Well, I am both. And I never get any bitches. Or I guess male bitches.
you can get some male bitches, Ida. Just be more outgoing.
I could never get any male bitches because I'm much smarter than everybody.
Just don't worry about intelligence level that much. Like, not everybody's gonna be a fucking the quantum super genius who made their own neural network at fucking age 7 or whatever the fuck. They're you just
But
gotta,
only guys that are interested in me are extremely below average IQ.
and that turns you off. You're just like not cool with that.
I will not date inferiors.
Okay, that's sounding dangerously like some bad people.
What do you mean?
I will not date inferiors. Just lower your standards a little bit.
No.
You can't. It's hard to find like fucking scientists. It's easy to find a man who's at least like
Because the
smart enough to
colleges are
engage
all
with
fucking
you.
married to their bimbo goddamn trophy wives.
God, she's
You
so
realize this
doom
is
pilled.
all in a bit, right, Riley?
I feel like it's not. I feel like you're saying it's a bit as a copium.
I'm not. It's just content.
It's for the memes. It's for the memes.
I'm
But
an incel, ironically.
of course, you actually love Mary Jane Watson.
Jane, go fuck yourself.
That's rude. That's very rude. Mary Jane is okay. Her reveal is one of the most fun moments of the show. It gets like built up all throughout, like I think the last couple of episodes, if not just that last episode, where where like the Peter is disgusted by the by the mere description of having a wonderful personality, believing that that is like a cover up for some like ugly weird girl. Uh, and then she shows up at his door and she's a fucking 10 out of 10 goddess, and she just
And
like
I'm like a 10 out of 10 goddess, you know?
okay, yep, sure, sure.
I literally am. Go fuck yourself.
I mean, that nah, it's okay, sure.
No, say it. Say it,
No,
Riley.
no, no, no,
Say it.
no. I don't know if you're quite a 10 out of 10 goddess. I don't know if I'd quite put you there.
Okay, come on. I'm at least above average.
You're you're like an. No, I'm not actually gonna give you a number. I'm not doing that. No,
I'm going to see if you survive.
no. That's fine. I decline to answer.
Yeah, right. I'd rate you about a 3 out of 10.
Okay, thanks. Great. Fucking bitch.
That was a joke, for the record.
Yeah, but I put him at a 4. I'm just
I'm
joking. He's
gonna.
not a 3. He's a 4. It's okay. I think we've talked about the show for like less than half of the airtime, and I'm so used to like you actually taking notes that like I don't know where to take conversations
You see, this
anymore.
is this is a warning. This is what happens when I don't take notes.
Because I got used to it. I got to get back into the groove of like finding things to talk about.
I go on a weird femcel rant that's not actually real.
I don't know, man. The show is real good. The animation and the action is very fluid and tight. The show is part of the early 2000s action core genre that I have defined on my Ben 10 podcast that you can check out if you want to on the Chicks Radio, where it's just like this group of shows from like the early to mid, maybe even creeping into the late 2000s, early 2010s at the latest, of just these very poppy, very like vibrant action shows that kind of they they're just
Wait,
they're
Riley.
separated from shows like Justice League Unlimited and Batman the Animated Series. Those 90s shows were like very like serious and like stagnant, and like there were definitely like money saving tactics with the animation. Whereas these shows like Spectacular Spider-Man and Danny Phantom and Ben 10 are like shows that are designed like very like quick and snappy and like vibrant in a way that some other
Right.
shows from earlier and later are not. Yes, either. Go ahead.
I have to ask you. Um, so are you going to be covering that Omnitrix show that I watched when I was a kid on your thing?
What show did you watch as a kid?
The one where Kevin 11 was a good guy?
Yeah, Alien Force. Well, it's gonna be a while now that we're only doing the show every 2 weeks, and that we have to cover the entire original series. But our intent is to get to Alien Force at some point.
You get to Alien Force and you call me because I will review it.
Well, I mean, we're literally doing it like 2 episodes at a time. Like we're not doing it full seasons.
Yeah, I know. I can be on for like 3 episodes or whatever.
Okay, that's a really weirdly specific number, but like, go off, Queen. Uh,
Spider Man does whatever a
Whatever a
spider
spider
can.
can, sends a web any size. Da da da, ba
Gets
da
fucked
da. Look
over a
out!
trash can. You never heard that
No,
Spooderman song?
no.
You know, Spooderman gets fucked over a trash can.
That's pretty stupid.
You're pretty
That's bad.
stupid.
That's bad out of 10 is my rating for that song.
Somebody once told me the world was
It's gonna
macaroni,
roll. Damn it! You did the stupid one.
so I took a bite out of a tree.
It's so dumb. Why did I like these things as a kid? These like shitty like parody songs. Why was
Creep.
my brain so like disgusting?
Oh man.
Creeper. Oh man.
So we go back in the
I'm
mine,
swinging my pickaxe from side to
to
side,
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 side.
side to side.
This is you can see, Riley, this is what happens when I don't take notes.
Well, I mean, I could just pull up the fucking episode guide and like take us through as you would if you had notes.
I'm going to take notes on the movie we're doing next, which has changed since this has started, by the way.
Again, it changed.
Yeah, it changed.
Working on it.
Jesse. Jesse.
So
We have to cook, Jesse. We have to cook, Jesse, 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 Jesse. Give me
Jesse.
some of that Jesse. Dr. Octopussy.
So so the first three episodes follow the arc of the lizard, which is our first arc of the show. Peter Parker begins his junior year of high school, and this is the first time he's gone to school at the same time as being Spider-Man, I believe, or at least like the first entire semester where that has been the case. And he's excited. He's got a new lease on life, but he realizes quickly that maintaining his secret identity it means that his life isn't going to get any better at school, and this his newfound confidence is quickly dunked on in several aspects.
Can we talk
Um,
about how stupid the original Electro fight is?
we'll get to the Electro fight in just a second. Uh, but first there was the enforcers and the vulture were Spider-Man's opponents in the first episode. He was fighting the vulture. The enforcers also got involved. And that was Spider-Man's first exposure
Enforcer?
to the big man's operation. At least as far as he's known for a while. This is the first he's heard of the big man. So then in the next episode, he so he's also he starts like a fucking internship at ESU Labs where Dr. Kirk Connors and his wife work. Um, and in that lab, there's an accident which turns Max Dillon, their engineer man, into Electro. And you said that you had a problem with the original Electro fight. Remind it to me.
Because
Why it was so
Spider-Man
stupid.
just attacks him out of nowhere
I think he like blows up a coffee shop or something. I don't
by
think it's
accident.
completely out of nowhere. Yeah, but Spider-Man doesn't know that. I think you could be forgiven.
But he didn't attack anybody. He just blew out the lights in a coffee shop. He didn't
That's
even
true.
stop to ask him if he like wanted to talk or whatever, which
Are
is
you
like the most
being bad?
yeah, it's the
No. Are you
which is
sure?
yes.
No.
No, he literally does not.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Obviously, Spider-Man made a bad call at that particular moment because he's not perfect. He's only
And
human.
it's so
He fucks
stupid because
things
that's
up.
the most anti-Spider-Man thing ever.
I don't think that's quite true. Spider-Man makes plenty of dumb mistakes, and I think he could be forgiven in this case for assuming wrongdoing when an especially because he just started. This might be the first like supervillain he fights actually. Like this is
No,
before.
The Vulture comes before
I
this,
guess yeah,
right?
the Vulture, but like this is the first time he's fighting somebody with superpowers. Because the
The
Vulture did not
Vulture
have
has
superpowers. He had a
superpowers.
fucking jetpack that gave him like enhanced abilities. But this guy has superpowers, like supernatural. He now has the power to fucking be electricity and shoot electricity. So fucking in a world where supervillains are a new concept, when a man walks into a coffee shop and like lightning emits from his body and it causes damage, I think Peter could be forgiven for
But
assuming that this is.
what if he was a superhero, huh?
Then why was he breaking the lights at a coffee shop?
He didn't mean to do that.
How was he supposed to know?
I wouldn't just attack a random man for blowing out the lights in a coffee shop.
But what if he's a strange electric man? You know?
I wouldn't just attack him.
But he might attack you.
That goes against my values as a libertarian.
Okay, we've made it to the libertarian part of the argument. We can stop now. We can pull it back, boys.
I'm just trying to piss Riley off today.
Yeah.
Can I talk about why the Ultimate Spider-Man is better?
Oh yeah, please tell me.
The Sandman in the Ultimate Spider-Man is much better.
Okay, that is not true at all, but please tell me why you're wrong.
Because Sandman here is just a dumb criminal who doesn't really have any more to it than that. He's just a dumb criminal, uncomplicated character. In the
Oh,
Spider-Man, the
well,
Ultimate animated series, the Sandman there is a very complex character who tries to help people, but he also has a lot of trauma that's going on. So that kind of sometimes gets the better of him, and he does bad stuff.
well, once again, you're comparing an entire TV show to one season of this TV show, and again, this is something that will have to be revisited in the season 2
Come on, in
podcast.
season 2, Sandman does not gain complexity.
Yes, he does.
What do you mean he does?
He saves that fucking oil tanker, whatever the fuck.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. What do you mean?
What oil tanker?
He sacrifices his life to like save a boat or something.
I don't remember that episode.
Yeah, you might have to rewatch season 2 before we do the podcast, bud. There
Oh,
was
that's
like
the
a.
episode I skipped.
Why would you have skipped it?
There was a lot of dumb romance stuff going on, and I didn't want to watch it.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, no, that was really important for Sandman because he tries to rob an oil tanker and then he realizes he's put a bunch of lives in danger, so he sacrifices his life to stop the
Oh,
damage.
stop spoiling it.
Well, fuck you. You skipped the episode. This is your fault.
Alright, let's just move on.
Did you skip any other episodes that I should know about?
I did not.
Oh, I skipped the finale. There's too much romance stuff going on. I'm sure nothing important happened. It's like, well, why does the show end so abruptly? It turns out you just didn't watch like the last 4 episodes.
Femboy.
Femboy.
Yeah.
Flash Thompson, Femboy, dressed as a cheerleader at the Halloween party.
Flash Thompson, Femboy.
Yep. I think it's truly what is in his heart all along is the femboy power, I think.
Agent Femboy is my favorite Spider-Man character.
Agent Femboy, that's right. That's Flash Thompson's alter ego.
That's his superhero.
Yep, exactly. Agent Femboy. My favorite Marvel superhero.
Right after Leech Man, which
Oh
is real,
yeah.
by the way.
Leechman is a classic character.
No, that's like a real character.
I'm sure he is. I believe you. There's also I think the dog welder might be DC, but that is also a hero that or a villain that exists in the popular comic books.
I think Dog Welder is DC. You're right.
Why does that exist? Who came up with dog welder and decided that was a good idea? Spider-Man versus Dog Welder, my favorite episode of Spectacular Spider-Man. Those are some interesting noises.
That was called a yawn.
You had a very exaggerated yawn, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. Do you not know what a yawn sounds like?
You bitch, shut up.
That's what a yawn sounds like, you stupid motherfucker.
Listen, okay? This show looks and is really cool. Josh Keaton as Spider-Man is perfect performance. All the quips hit. I'm a sucker for some good quips. of course, part of being a Spider-Man fan, and they come in droves in this show. My
You ready
favorite quip,
to,
my favorite quip, I think happened in season 2. I don't think we're there yet, but there are a lot of great quips.
you ready to move on?
So what?
The 3 questions.
No, I was in the middle of talking about the show.
Oh, yeah.
Why was your response to me talking about something that's in the show like, "Oh, you ready to move on to questions?" No, I just got on a fucking conversation topic, Ida. What's your problem?
Uh,
Ah,
I didn't take my ADHD medication today,
oh no.
so this is, like, super boring to me.
Wow, you probably should have taken your ADHD medication, Ida, because we have to do a fucking movie review podcast that you didn't take notes for.
Jesse.
Can we talk about how Peter Parker doesn't deserve Gwen Stacy? How she's such a
What?
fucking queen?
No, Peter Parker Gwen Stacy deserves Peter Parker, alright?
Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker, you see, they're both they're great for each other, but Gwen Stacy deserves somebody who's more gonna be more devoted to her. You know, it's because she's an absolute queen hero who deserves nothing but the best.
Yes, true. I think all smart girls deserve nothing but the best.
I mean, again, I've made it known that I have a type, so
Are you hitting on me, you stupid bitch?
no. I'm sorry, Ida. Nothing against you. I do not have a sexual attraction to penises, and thus I'm gonna stay away from that. We have to. Cool. All right, yeah, we can do 3 questions if you want to get out of here so bad, you fucking fidgety bastard. Who's your favorite character?
Hold on. Let me pull up the. All right.
Oh wait,
My
never
favorite.
mind. Hold on. Our first wrap-up question is actually which character do you want to fuck? I forgot.
Yeah, you're right.
So which character do you want to fuck? We didn't talk about J. Jonah Jameson at all, by the way. J. Jonah Jameson is a fucking hero. This is besides J.K. Simmons, obviously. This is like the best Jonah Jameson ever put to screen.
Yeah,
Um,
I really like some Omni Man.
it wasn't even him. He's not even in the show. Uh,
He looks a lot like Omni Man, except he has a Hitler stash for some reason in this show.
but no, I love him. He's got a great personality. I love his little relationship with Spider-Man.
Would you fuck? Are you saying you want to fuck J. Jonah Jameson?
No, we just never talked about him, and he came up in my brain, and I was like, oh shit, we gotta talk about him before we do wrap up questions. But yeah, J. Jonah Jameson is great. And his relationship with his son is really sweet. We didn't mention that little arc. Is that J. Jonah Jameson's son, the astronaut, goes out into space, and then it seems like he might get lost in a crash because his systems are damaged. So we kind of get this, and before that, before he leaves on the mission, they like meet up together, and they end up at a party that gets crashed by Green Goblin. The arc with Jonah and his son is very good, and also Jonah has that sort of classic moment where a villain shows up looking for Peter Parker, and he knows exactly where Peter Parker is, and he claims that he does not, out of loyalty and protection for Peter. So we had our classic deep J. Jonah Jameson story. Love this man, stand this man. That being said, I would fuck Gwen Stacy, obviously.
Based. I would obviously fuck Dr. Octopus.
Fair enough. Of course, of course. Who else would it be? But anyway, for the real the wrap up questions, favorite character
Dr. Octopus.
again?
Yes.
Why? Tell me.
Dr. Octopus is the best Spider-Man character.
Okay, fair enough. My favorite character is probably Peter Parker. I'm a slut. I'm a slut for Peter Parker. Okay, I'm a slut for
You're a
Spider
main
Man.
character slut, all right?
I think I am. I think I've reached a point of appreciation of art where the character that the story is centered around always kind of ends up being my favorite because I'm so appreciative of the art and how it is portrayed through that character. That's why I'm such a big stand for Light Yagami. That's why I'm such a big stand for Walter White, and that's
Oh,
why I'm such a big
come
stand for
on,
Peter Parker.
hold on. Light was your favorite character?
Yes.
You fucking cuck.
Who's your favorite character?
L, obviously.
L is great, of course, but no, it's light, 100% for me. We went through and we counted it up because we did favorite character for every episode of Death Note on Kira's Kingdom, and for the finale I added everything up and I gave it to light like overwhelmingly more than anyone else.
Did you
Like
ever give
L,
it to L?
yeah, L was second place. I had given it to L a good few times, but
Did you ever
the,
give it to, like, please don't tell me you gave it to Near or Mellow.
it probably went to Nier and Mello once or twice. I like the Nier and Mello arc.
That's because you suck. Okay, we're talking about Death Note again.
Listen, we talk about Death Note all we want, okay? Because you're wrong. You and all the other sheep who don't like the Nier and Mello arc are fucking wrong.
Okay. Favorite, what's your favorite scene? I mean,
Uh,
episode.
Favorite episode? Shit. There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of real good ones.
Feel good bump. Da 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 da.
Honestly, it's probably Intervention, which is the penultimate episode of the season, where Peter finally is able to rip the black suit off after being sent on a sort of quest through his minds with the help of his memory of his Uncle Ben. He overcomes the symbiote, and it's touching. It's tense. We get reacquainted with Spider-Man's origin story in like the most interesting way they possibly could have brought it back around. But very good episode. My favorite episode is Intervention, without question. What about you, Ida?
I'm going to have to say nature versus nurture.
That's probably my second place for
That's
sure.
the conclusion of the season, and it's very good.
Yeah, Venom obviously is very visited. Um, but yeah, my rating out of 10, 10 out of 10. Like
Wow, really?
yeah, like well, I guess my rating for the whole show is 10 out of 10. Maybe my rating for season 1 is 9 out of 10. Like this show is very good, but I guess there are a few flaws if you look at the season in a vacuum. But it's still a near flawless, amazing experience. 9 out of 10.
I think I'm gonna have to rate this 2 out of 10.
The fuck up.
Okay, okay. 7 out of 10.
I hate that you're rating it that low, but I know that you're serious, so I
You
won't.
know
I won't
what?
press you.
No, 6.5.
Fuck you,
What do you mean, fuck?
bastard.
Oh, you're gonna hate the movie that I'm going to make you watch.
A 7 out of 10. You're rating it too low. Oh, fine. 6.5 out of 10.
Okay, can you guess what movie we're watching?
All right, Ida, fucking tell me what I'm in for next time. It better be less than 3.5 hours long, and it better be in
Into the
English, or I
Spider-Verse.
quit.
Go fuck yourself.
Okay, I'll take it. So I guess yeah, we're staying on that Spider-Man kick, which more than okay with me. I'm a slut for Spider-Man.
You're
I'm
a
a
spider
fucking
slut?
hungry cum slut for Spider-Man, as I as I have said several times. A good, great power, great responsibility story always gets me.
I'll show you what a fucking 10 out of 10 looks like, you piece of shit.
I've seen Into the Spider-Verse, Ida. This is not going to be a new experience for me. But nonetheless, I will do it, and we will reconvene next week to talk more Spidey goodness. So I guess for now, we're about done. Ida, do you have anything you want to plug or anyone you want to hug?
Jesse Pinkman.
I also want to hug Jesse Pinkman. And there goes Ida before we even end the show. Oh, there she is. Uh, ha 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 ho ho. Oh, there she goes again. You can find me anchor.fm/Riely Megafeed. It's the Riely Podcast Megafeed. Check it out. It's cool. It's great. This podcast there. Something new actually came out. The Kira's Kingdom bonus episode is out now. Check it out on the Riely Podcast Megafeed. Ida, stop it.
Stop what?
Look up the Riely Podcast Megafeed on your podcast platform of choice, or go to anchor.fm/Riely Megafeed. And of course, in the links to the description of that feed is absolutely everything that I do, all my social media, all that business. And for Issue Crew movie reviews, I've been Riley.
I'm Benita.
And we'll see you next time.
Jesse.